I'm going to explain a cartoon that was popular, made the rounds of Facebook, and seems to have struck a chord with people, which was this one of a guy wearing the dog cone around his neck and saying, I was looking back at some of my old notebooks, and the way it seems to have started was I was in an airport at one point and wrote down an idea for meditation with a shock collar. So I think that was the first time that I had the idea of crossing some sort of pet training device with humans, and with attention, I guess. After the shock collar idea sort of worked its way through my brain for a while, and I started playing around with the idea of the RCA Victor dog who sits next to the gramophone, and I was using the cone of the gramophone as a cone around his neck. The only thing I came up with is he's saying to another Dalmatian, "Don't ask." So probably better that you don't either. The next page is a dog wearing a lampshade around his neck, and the other dog is saying, "Oh Neville, you crazy party animal." It was a trope in Garfield when I was growing up that a party animal always wears the lampshade on his head. Then that was all, nothing else in the rest of this book. Nothing else came of that until a few weeks later it just pops up out of nowhere. I guess I had been thinking about dogs because I have a guy using a remote to turn a dog on and off, or to make a dog sit, and it says Dogmatic. And then out of that, just suddenly I have it's supposed to keep me from compulsively checking my phone. And unfortunately, I was playing around with the idea, seeing where I could go with it, and unfortunately it also says licking my scab and licking my butthole. So you can edit that out. There it is, he's at a party, he has the cone around his neck, he's talking to a woman. That was basically the idea. And it looks like it just appeared out of nowhere, but I think that it was all sort of sifting through my brain. So out of each notebook, sometimes I'll have 3 or 4 cartoons out of each notebook, and sometimes there'll be notebooks that are just vast, barren deserts of terrible ideas that may someday become better ideas.